Welcome to the another video of the basic electrical engineering. In this video, we are going to discuss 5 problems. One of the problem is find the impedance, current, power and power factor of the following series circuit and draw the corresponding vector diagram. Here the loads are R, L, C. Individually we will consider. Then we will consider R and L, then R and C, RLC load and LC load. The value of R is 10 ohm, L is 50 millihenry and C is 100 microfarad. Supply voltage is 200 volts and frequency is 50 Hz. So the loads will be one by one. It will be RLC, RL, RC, RLC and LC. So all the different combination of loads will be there. We will see that what is the impedance of the load, what is the current flowing through the load, what is the power, what is the power factor. These 4 quantities we will find out, and also we will draw the phasor diagram of all different case. Now we have mentioned the value is R is equal to 10 ohm and this is a circuit over here. So first is the impedance. So obviously the value of impedance Z is equal to, there is nothing, is only R, so it is 10. Then the current will be equals to V by Z. So here it is 200 is the voltage RMS value and Z is the R, that is 10, so it is 20 ampere. Now power P is equals to, we can write V into I, or power across the load will be I square R. So I square R, or the voltage across the resistor V into I. So that will be 220 square into R is 10. So this comes around to be 4000 watt. And the power factor, so we can write it like a small letter all, power factor. Power factor is the, so power factor is 1 here, so you can write as like I square R, the power dissipated in the resistor by the supply power, that is VI. So these two are equal, so this is equal to 1. So we can also write power factor is cos of phi, angle between voltage and current, which is equal to 1. So while drawing the phasor diagram, we must draw in the x-axis the current. So taking the current in the x-axis, because the current is the one which we take the reference, because it is not splitted in the resistor. It is, in this example, R is only 10. So let us take the current as a reference axis. And now what we will do is do with the current only. So if there is a resistance, Z is equal to R only. So I into R, there is no J term involved. So I into R is obviously V. So what we observe is that the voltage vector, voltage phasor and the current phasor both are in the same direction. So do not take this as a magnitude. The magnitude of the current is obviously less. So we can write in this proper way. So this is the reference direction is the current. And what we can do is we can do with the current, we multiply resistance and we get the voltage vector. So case 1 only R load, very easily solved. Now we will go to the case 2 with inductive load. Now we have the value is only inductor is connected across the AC supply. So we can write the value of Z is equal to XL, inductive reactance, which is equal to J omega L is the value of Z. So we can say J into omega into L, that is J into 100 pi, 2 pi F. So if F is 50, the frequency is 50. So this is 100 pi into 50 into 10 to the power minus 3, which gives the value of Z is equals to J 15.7 ohm. So we get the value of Z in terms of ohm, unit is ohm impedance. So now the current value is, the current value formula is same as V by Z, that is 200 by Z is J 15.7. This leads to minus J 12.738 ampere. So we get the value of the current. Now the power is, usually we write the power is I square R, the power dissipated in the load. But here it is an inductor. So there is no resistor in such so that you will write I square R. It's a pure inductor. So in the case of pure inductor, obviously the power dissipation will be 0, but still if you want to write the power formula, we can write VI star. If I multiply VI star, I am going to get 200 into the current value is I star, the complex conjugate of the value of the current. It is minus J, so it will be J times J 12.38. So together it will be J, that is imaginary value, to reactive value we can say, 47.6 watt. So the active power total is, we can say this is nothing but 0 plus J times 25,2547.6. So this is the watt. So active power is 0. P active is 0. What is the power dissipated over is 0. So obviously the power factor will be the power dissipated with 0 divided by volt VI. This term will be equals to 0. So power factor is 0. So if we want to draw the phasor diagram, so as told, you can make the current in the x-axis and take as a reference axis as current. Now what you will do with the current only. So when the current is multiplied with J omega L, so what you are getting is that you are getting a term J multiplied with I omega L, some term multiplied with J. So it is in the y-axis. So you are getting a term in the y-axis, and this term is nothing but VL. So the voltage across the inductor is VL here, and the current through the inductor is in the reference x-axis. So therefore the angle between the voltage and current, you will get it equals 90 degree. So cos of 90 degree, power factor is also cos of phi, the angle between them is 90 degree, is equal to 0. So this is a case of inductive load. Now third case, we will take the case of a capacitive load. Now here we have a capacitor as a load, and the current is passed through the capacitor with the supply voltage is AC 200 volt 50 Hertz. So the value of the impedance Z will be 1 by j omega c. Now if we substitute the value, we will take the value j in the top. It will be minus of j 31.83 ohms. So we get the value of Z in negative. So what is the current over here is V by Z. So we are getting it is equal to 200 by minus J 31.83, and that gives rise to J times of 6.283 ampere. So we are getting a J as imaginary value, reactive value. So the power is again is equal to active power is dissipated in the load is 0, but still for the sake of convenience let us find out the value of VI star, that is 200 into minus of J 6.283, that comes out to be minus of J 1256.6 this much watt. So this we can write as 0 minus J 1256.6, this value, this much watt. The active power is 0. The power factor is also equal to 0. So here if we draw the phasor diagram, so again the reference is the current axis, because we take the current, which is, we imagine that current is flowing through the load in a single current value. Now this current is multiplied with the J is multiplied with the impedance, sorry not J, is the current is multiplied with the impedance 1 by J omega C. So I am getting something minus J I by omega C. When I get minus J, it's a negative y-axis. So getting a voltage somewhere here. This is minus J I by omega C. Here in the inductor case we are getting J times of I omega L. J times, here it is minus J. So okay, let us make it straight. Yes, still it is not straight. Okay, so this is what we get is a minus of the value of VC is here in the negative axis. So current is leading the voltage by angle of 90 degree. Cos of 90 degree is 0. Here current is lagging the voltage by an angle of 90 degree. So we have seen the three cases R, L and C. So what we will do is we will see that now we will have this is the three cases R, L and C. Now we are going to combine R and L, then R and C, then we will say R, L and C, and let us see what is the situation. Now here we get the value of V, the load is R and L. So obviously the value of the Z impedance was a combination of R plus XL, that is multiplied with J. So what we will do is write the value of Z is equal to R is 10 plus J omega times of L. And this value, since we have already calculated omega L, will be 10 plus J 15.7, this much ohms. Now what we are going to do is we find out its polar form, that is this is comes around to be 18.61 angle 57.5. So the value of the current is equals to V by Z, that is equals to 200 divided by 18.61 angle 57.5, and this comes out to be 10.747 angle minus 57. When the angle will come up, this is angle 0, so 0 minus 57.5, the current value we get. Now the power is equals to VI star, which is equals to 200 into the value of the current, 10.747 angle minus 57.5. That comes out to be 2149.4 angle, this I star, so this will be positive because it's complex conjugate of the current. This will be 57.5. So the active power is the cos component of it. So we can say cos of phi is the active power over here is VI cos of phi divided by VI. So let us say find the power first, because this can be written in the polar form, where we can have no need to write the polar form, simply the real power will be 2149.4 into cos of 57.5, that comes out to be 1154.87 watt. So you can write this ratio, or you can simply find cos of 57.5, that is 0.537 lakh. So inductive load, the power factor is lagging, and you can write also this value as 1154.87 divided by the total apparent power, that is 2149.4. That value is also coming as 0.537. So 0.537 is the value of the power factor. So let us, power factor, and this is lagging in, this value is lagging. So the current, let us draw the current axis over here. So let us take the reference as the current. This is the reference axis, and we take the reference as current vector, current phasor, sorry. Now current phasor is multiplied with R, so when you multiply with this with R, so it is I into R, the voltage across the resistance is R. When it is multiplied with j omega L, this will be upward direction, that is j times I into XL. Now when we take the phasor diagram of it, so let us take this value as 10 times of the current, the real part 10 times of the current, and 15.7 times of the current. This value is obviously lengthwise, this will be higher. So let us, this will be a little bit of higher. So now take the resultant vector between this is VR we find and VL we find. This resultant will give us the direction of V. So V is the applied voltage. Now this angle between them, that is cos inverse of 53, or we can say cos inverse of phi is equal to cos inverse 0.537. That angle that you will get is 57.5 degree. So you get a 57.5 degree as the angle between V and I, and you can see that the current is lagging the voltage. Other part we will do in the another video. It is nearly 20 minutes gone, so we will do another video.